the previous episode of Hike or Die TV.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. His head's like the size of my fist. Spot to remember in summer, for sure. Yeah, another snake. I almost ran over this poor guy or girl. You had to see the marks there on the road where I skidded to a stop. Managed to come to a stop just in time. That's 2 in one morning. I'm just glad it's a python, and I'm just glad that I didn't run over it. Must have been so close. I would have felt terrible if I hit that. It's a beautiful snake. Oh, it was close.
After my close call with that second snake, I managed to make it into the rainforest without further incident. I was only halfway through my hike, and it was already shaping up to be another amazing day in the wilderness.
This is a great example of something that I was actually hoping to see out here. I really wanted to show you guys. Check this out, and I'll explain as we go. This is not actually a tree. It's called a strangler fig, and that's a pretty good name for it. So what's happened here is, a long time ago, a little seed's been dropped by a bat or a bird right up the top of that tree, or halfway up that tree. The roots have grown down, established contact with the ground. So it's essentially using that tree as like a skeleton. It not only fuses together to make its own kind of hollow trunk, like this guy's doing, but those fig roots and the fig vines get really thick and strong, and they become like a tree themselves. So they essentially end up killing the host tree, and then living out the rest of their days as a massive, 60-foot high vine that looks pretty much like a tree. If there was one plant that aliens accidentally left on Earth, I'm pretty sure it's this one.
Along the riverbed, I discovered this bright green underwater creature. It's hard to believe this is actually a dragonfly larva. It's a little known fact that they spend up to 5 years living underwater before they even embark on their first flight. And during that time, they're fierce carnivores that will even prey on tiny fish and tadpoles. So when you see dragonflies zipping around the water's edge, they're actually in their last few months of their life cycle. It was great to see one of my favourite insects in a completely different stage of its life, and great to understand the connection.
Stuff feels like carpet. It's really dry and it's really warm. It's amazing. It's quite robust as well in comparison to some of the other moss that I've seen. That's quite delicate. This stuff's great. Seriously, must be mating season. 3 pythons in one day. Kilometers between them. Check out this girl. Whoa. It's all good. It's all good, little girl. That's 3 in one day. Yeah, that's just blowing me away, like 3. And this is a decent size. That first one we saw was like that. Makes this one look tiny. But this is bigger than that second one that I almost drove over. They're moving around a lot. I've never seen one here before. 3 or 4 times we've been here. And I've never seen them on the road. And that's when you're more likely to see a snake. Obviously it stands out, and they like to sun themselves in the middle of the bitumen or the gravel. Very cool. Not too bothered now.
A rainforest is something of pure beauty. It's a giant living organism composed of millions of individual elements. It has a way of making you feel amazing, but at the same time quite insignificant. This forest was here long before I was born, and it'll be here long after I'm gone. And for that reason alone, it deserves much more respect than most of us are willing to give. What was originally a last-minute trip turned out to be quite a memorable hike. I've learned over time that Mother Nature always has a few aces up her sleeve, and you just have to put yourself in the position to experience them.